I'm honestly, absolutely gobsmacked, flabbergasted, blown away that Terry Moran, of all people, and ABC News actually went into detailed, accurate truth about the actual story that went on there. Yesterday may be the most atrocious, despicable, and blatant lie from the Kamala Harris campaign yet. Take a look at the Kamala HQ X account. Now, this is a account that is directly controlled by the Kamala Harris presidential campaign, and it pushes out videos and various narratives to, well, go viral and gain some kind of momentum on social media, either on behalf of Kamala Harris's cause or to attack Donald Trump. And here's what they posted, a small clip about 1 minute and 20 seconds long from last night's town hall with Donald Trump. And you'll see how it's described here. Trump appears lost, confused, and frozen on stage as multiple songs play for 30 plus minutes and the crowd pours out of the venue early. Well, now that sounds really bad. And this is, by the way, timed coincidentally or not so coincidentally as Kamala Harris and all of her, propaganda partners in the corporate legacy media have been calling on Donald Trump to release his medical records, which is pretty hilarious considering these are the same people, Kamala Harris and the partners in the propaganda corporate legacy media, who spent the last 3.5 years not only covering up Joe Biden's obvious mental and physical decline, but also if anyone raised any questions about Joe Biden's obvious mental and physical decline, they called you a propagandist and master of disinformation. But now they're demanding that Donald Trump release his health records, and they're planting seeds like this, that there's some serious mental or health problem with Donald Trump. So that's what they said. Appears lost, confused, frozen on stage as multiple songs play for over 30 minutes and the crowd pours out of the venue. Now think about that for a minute. Does that sound right? That he just stood on the stage in silence while music played for 30 plus minutes? You've seen Trump rallies. Does that sound normal? Now take a look at what it actually looked like.
Well, you had said you wanted to close with a specific song.
First of all, what you just saw was an edit that whole, "Do you want to play your song?" And he said, "Which song is that?" That's supposed to make him look confused, like he doesn't know what's going on. And then they cut to him standing there as the song is playing. That's not how it went down, actually. And you can see all these people standing up and they're looking, and he's just standing there and he's sort of, what's happening? Here's people leaving the venue. It seems weird, right? Really weird, really, really weird. So what's really going on there? I mean, we'll tell you in a second. But first, again, I want to show you that not only did the Kamala HQ account tweet that out, but here's Kamala Harris on her own personal X account, retweeting that saying, "Hope he's okay," which of course is kind of a catty sort of snarky, mean girl sort of thing to do, which I guess we shouldn't expect anything else from Kamala Harris. If he's really having some kind of 30-minute long dazed and confused senior moment, do you really think Kamala Harris's reply would be, "Hope he's okay," considering she had to deal with this with Joe Biden? I doubt it would be. NBC News this morning on the Today Show, they highlighted this, and here's how they reported it to their viewers. Play close attention, because over on ABC at Good Morning America, they covered the story very differently. First, we're going to look at the Today Show, who picks up on Kamala Harris's lies and repeats them. Repeats the Kamala Harris lies with the Today Show logo and NBC News's stamp of approval.
President Harris is raising concerns about her opponent's fitness for office, and Trump is launching personal attacks on her intelligence and cognitive ability. NBC's senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson with a closer look at that aspect of the race. Hallie, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning to you. It is all front and center this morning, given that Trump rally overnight, with Vice President Harris in response to it, tweeting simply, "Is he okay?" Part of a bigger spotlight she's putting on the former president's health. Mr. Trump's team saying overall that he is, in their words, sharper and more focused than ever before.
Let's go nice and loud.
Former President Trump's extended soundtrack session overnight, cast by his campaign as indulging a crowd who wanted to hear more songs from the famous DJT Spotify playlist. But to the Harris campaign, Mr. Trump appeared lost, confused, and frozen.
All right. So you see exactly how NBC News and the Today Show presented what happened at the rally. As well as, basically just picking up and parroting and repeating exactly what the Kamala Harris campaign said. So what really happened? Why was he standing there for 30 minutes with the music playing? Why were people leaving the venue? What's going on here? I hate to say it, but ABC News told the truth. I mean, normally I'm sitting here and I'm telling you the truth. I'm relaying to you. But the fact that ABC News actually, broken clock syndrome, I guess, actually had a unicorn moment, a white rhinoceros moment, and they actually not only stumbled upon the truth, but actually broadcast the truth to their viewers, while over on the other channel, literally, NBC News continued to perpetuate Kamala Harris's lie. Well, I'm just going to take a back seat here and let ABC News tell you what happened.
And former President Trump's town hall event in Pennsylvania took an unusual turn after he was interrupted twice by medical emergencies in the room. Trump stopped taking questions and stood on stage for nearly 45 minutes listening to his soundtrack. The crowd slowly dispersed, but many stayed for what became an impromptu indoor concert. ABC News senior national correspondent Terry Moran joins me now for more from Pennsylvania. Hey, Terry.
Hey, Alex. So Donald Trump came here to the suburbs of Philadelphia, one of the critical battlegrounds in this battleground state, looking for votes. And it was scheduled to be this town hall event where he would be taking questions and listening to voters. And it turned into something else, as you say, when the candidate turned into a DJ. Donald Trump, in his 11th trip to must-win Pennsylvania, urged his supporters to turn out on Election Day.
We win Pennsylvania. We win the whole thing.
Yes.
In a town hall-style event in the western suburbs of Philadelphia, the former president stuck to his top issues, attacking Vice President Harris over inflation and immigration. He pledged to shut the southern border, end Russia's war in Ukraine, lower prices at the grocery store, and bring down interest rates to 2%. While providing few details on how he'd accomplish all that.
People don't think of grocery. It sounds like not such an important word when you talk about homes and everything else, right? But more people tell me about grocery bills, where the price of bacon, the price of lettuce, the price of tomatoes, they tell me. And we're going to do a lot of things.
But then, 30 minutes in, two attendees suffered medical emergencies.
A doctor, please. Doctor.
The incidents shifted the mood, prompting Trump to cut the question short and instead play some of his favorite music.
How about this? We'll play YMCA and we'll go home.
Trump kept DJing, and most of his supporters stayed for another 30 minutes of his playlist. Well, in certain quarters of social media, people had a field day with that, and I guess on the screens it might have looked quite strange. Inside that hall, however, people were having a good time. What can I tell you? It did not seem out of the ordinary. It seemed almost intimate. And at the end, Trump did something he very rarely does. He came down off the stage and mingled with his supporters. He was signing autographs and shaking hands and the like. Today, he's doing an interview with Bloomberg in Chicago, and then he's heading to another battleground state, Georgia, for a rally tonight.
I'm honestly, absolutely gobsmacked, flabbergasted, blown away that Terry Moran, of all people, and ABC News actually went into detailed, accurate truth about the actual story that went on there. And it is astounding, actually, compared to, once again, what NBC News did here. Let's just recap. He's doing his rally. Everything's fine. It's normal. He's doing an interview with South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem in Pennsylvania. He's hitting Kamala on the issues. About 30 minutes in, two different people have medical emergencies. They don't know how long it's going to take for them to take care of the people and to get them out of the room or whatever's involved. They might need medical attention right there in the room. So they start playing some music, and he's known for his soundtrack and his playlist. So they play music and they just sort of try to entertain the crowd. It turns out that they weren't going to be able to finish the event because of the nature of the medical emergencies. They finish with YMCA as they always do, and he dances. He comes down off the stage. He greets the people firsthand and has a really nice time with them. It ends up being kind of cool and intimate. Everybody was fine with it. People weren't awkward. People didn't leave. This is Donald Trump, by the way, thinking on his feet and accommodating the situation, which last I checked is a sign of someone who's mentally sort of plugged in and competent. I'd like to see Kamala Harris having to deal with something like this. And I want to remind you again how NBC News reported on this for their viewers.
Raising concerns about her opponent's fitness for office. And Trump is launching personal attacks on her intelligence and cognitive ability. NBC's senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson, with a closer look at that aspect of the race. Hallie, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning to you. It is all front and center this morning, given that Trump rally overnight, with Vice President Harris in response to it, tweeting simply, "Is he okay?" Part of a bigger spotlight she's putting on the former president's health. Mr. Trump's team saying overall that he is, in their words, sharper and more focused than ever before.
Let's go nice and loud.
Former President Trump's extended soundtrack session overnight, cast by his campaign as indulging a crowd who wanted to hear more songs from the famous DJT Spotify playlist. But to the Harris,
They lied. They lied on NBC News' Today Show, and they lied specifically to repeat the lies that the campaign put out. And if you're watching NBC News or Today Show today, you heard a lie, and you probably believe a lie. And that's the business they're in. While we're wrapping this up, though, again, as they challenge the mental acuity and behavior and fitness of Donald Trump, as we see him at rallies every single day and sitting for like 3-hour podcasts with people and answering any question that's thrown his way, it's obviously ridiculous. But in case anybody needed further evidence at one of the rallies, I think this was 2 days ago, maybe it was yesterday. It was in Nevada, so I think that's 2 days ago. This moment happened. And again, not only does it speak to Donald Trump and who he is and his spontaneity and his quick wit, but again, understand, they think that they're trying to claim that he has a mental incapacity or a physical incapacity right now, and they're sowing doubt in his ability to be president. Watch Trump. Watch Trump on the fly handling a situation at his rally.
I took in billions, hundreds of billions of dollars from China. It never happened before. And don't let that baby bother you, because it doesn't bother me. To me, it's that beautiful. Where is that baby? That's a good-looking baby. Don't worry about it, Mom. It doesn't bother me. You know what it means? Happy, youthful, beautiful baby, perfect baby. Thanks.
You know, if that were Biden, he'd probably snap, quiet that kid down, shut that kid up. Or even worse, he'd get excited about the baby and go over and stick his nose in the cradle, right? And I smell your baby, Bjorn. Kamala Harris, let's face it, Kamala Harris wouldn't know what to do. Oh, no, that's right. She's a loving auntie. I forgot. She ever changed a diaper? I mean, other than Joe's, of course.